Okay, hi everyone. It's 9 p.m. So I'll be starting the Virtual Education 3.0 on new customer flow and SOP. Okay. So thank you for coming to this space. So if there's any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comments in the YouTube comments channel, and then I will be able to answer the questions. Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, we'll be starting on the education. So before we start, I'll introduce myself first. So my name is Roger. I'm currently the MC Director of Customer Experience in OGV. So basically, as the MC Director of Customer Experience, I am the guardian of the customer experience to make sure SOP, lead, standards, complete, whatever customer flow, this is all like under my area. So if after this space, if there's still anything further that you want to ask regarding customer experience, anything to do with customer experience, you can always feel free to approach me on Telegram. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of you have already heard about the new era of the new customer flow, but some of you may be really curious to find out what's that. So don't worry, we'll be exploring this step by step during this education space. And okay, so why is it important? Why is the new customer flow important? It's because in order for us to be a truly customer-centric organization, we have to start putting our customer first. And this means adapting the customer journey to fit their needs. Okay, so the whole reason of the shifting in the customer flow, it's because we want to put the customer first. And you will see it very shortly during the whole structure. So basically this new customer flow, it will cover two parts, which is the customer, the young person, which is our consumer, and also our producer, which is the opportunity provider. So it can be our partners, it's usually our partners. So the new customer flow is actually a cycle where they take care of both sides. They not only taking care of the young person, but they're taking care of our partners as well. Then this is the current customer flow. So currently, as you all know, it's attraction, consideration, value delivery, and also brand advocacy. This is the current customer flow. And the problem with the current customer flow is that, okay, this is the old one. So you can see this is the people symbol here is the amount of human resource that we put into each stage of the customer flow. So you can see okay, you can see in attraction, we'll usually put we'll focus on attraction and then consideration. But then when it comes to value delivery, people are burned out and everything. So when it comes to BA, there is nobody there to take care of the BA part. So this is a very, very typical thing that happens, especially in OGV, because we tend to focus a lot on doing physical booth, lecture bashing, digital marketing to attract people to sign up, and then focusing to convert them to approve. But after they have approved, we don't really focus on the value delivery anymore. And then when it comes to brand advocacy, the members are very burned out and everything, so we don't really focus on that anymore. So the whole idea of the new customer flow is that it should be like this. We should focus on the value delivery. Attraction and consideration should happen very fast. Consideration should not even take up a lot of time for them to get to the approved stage. And the most important part is actually on value delivery. And also brand advocacy is very important to make sure that our product can keep on continuing to grow. Yeah, so before I move on, is there any questions so far? Okay, I hope everyone is clear. If there's any problem with my voice, you can also feel free to leave a comment as well. Okay, so on the new customer flow, okay, so you can see this is the difference. So the difference are it is cyclic. Yes, attraction, then you move on to consideration, then preparation, and then experience and post-experience, and then it comes with consideration. So you can see it's cyclic, and then it's either 4 to 5 phases depending on whether they've gone through the attraction phase or not. And then you can see value delivery had been renamed. It had been renamed to experience. And the brand advocacy is dispersed, meaning that it is included in part of the the cycle already, which is the post-experience part. Okay. So this is the two-sided customer flow. How is it intersected? So you can see this is the youth side and this is partner side. Okay. So the intersection is when it comes to consideration of preparation experience, there should be a intersection between both youth and also our partners. But because we are OGV, we are sending people out of the country. So I would say we are more focusing only on the youth side of the customer flow. Then to translate it to the customer flow stages, which like open, apply, accept, approve. So you can see when it comes to attraction, it's like when they first heard about our product, when they first heard about Isaac. So they'll be like sort of visitor and then convert them to open, which means that they sign up on our portal. So once they've signed up, means that they have already entered our consideration phase. So consideration, it will be from open to apply to accept, and accept to approve. This all happens under consideration and it shouldn't take up a lot of our focus and energy. Okay, so after they have been approved, we should move on to preparation. A lot of times in our old customer flow, after they have been approved, we don't really focus on them anymore. Yeah, we were like, okay, just leave it there and then leave them there and then we will engage with other customers instead. But this shouldn't happen. So that's why the changes had, there's a preparation phase where it's from approved to realized. Like what are the things that they should prepare during after they've been approved? Whether is it like buying visa, insurance, flight tickets, getting all their documents ready, whether do they have all the necessities. This is the preparation phase, which is a very important phase that we had left out, like sort of like missed out in the old customer flow. And then you can see as well, if they have a break approved, then they will move back to the previous phase, which is consideration. So there's an arrow going back. Okay. And then, so if everything goes smoothly, preparation, they are waiting for the realization. So having this, we can prevent the number of, we can increase the conversion from approved to realized as well. Yeah. Okay, so preparation, then they'll move on to experience. So experience will be during their realization, where they are there for 6 weeks, doing stuff, enjoying their journey. And then realize to finish will be during experience. And then after they've come back, the post-experience part will be where we convert them to complete, do the debriefing and stuff. And then after that, move on to open again to invite them to join our further opportunities. So you can see how, like once a new customer has entered our customer flow, they will be so like forever trapped in our customer flow because they already have been attracted into our product. They have already heard about our product. So it's like how we can make sure that they are still continuously being engaged in the customer flow. So that this is the youth part. And you can look at the partner part for your own understanding as well. Yeah, and then so to make it more clear, so you can see this is how the whole jury customer flow looks like. So attraction, visitor open, then consideration will be until approved. Then from approved, they can either go to approve to realize or approve to open. If they break approve, yeah, they will come back here. Then experience, so during the experience, they will go from realize to finish. And then post experience, finish to complete, and then complete to. And after they have complete, then whether do they want to start all over again, back to open. So yeah, I hope everyone is able to see the relationship very clearly. So yeah. So what do we need to embrace these changes? To be honest, if you understand the customer flow, there's actually not a lot of difference. Like it's still basically the same. There's attraction, there's consideration, there's value delivery and brand advocacy. It's just that they are named differently, and the focus is more towards the preparation, experience, and post-experience part. Because we used to focus a lot of energy in here, but we should be focusing on the preparation experience part, the experience part instead, especially because that is the value that we promise, to deliver to them. Yeah. So what we need to embrace these changes is a shift of mindset to not only focus on the approved, but to focus on the end objective. What is our end objective of the GV product? We want to develop leadership in our customers. We want them to have a life-changing experience. We believe in their ability to make a difference in the world. We want them to develop themselves, reach their potential. So that is an end objective. But this end objective will not happen if we do not focus on their journey when they are in exchange, if we do not focus on their experience when they're on exchange, if we only take care of them until approved and we don't take care of them when they are going for their realization, then when they come back, they will feel like they didn't develop anything, and then they won't promote our product, and then our product won't grow. But if we take care of the experience, then by word of mouth, our product will grow, and then that's the whole objective of the new customer flow. And also we need to start viewing the customer journey as a whole, instead of as separate chunk, instead of as okay, this is this phase, now this is that phase. But we need to view the whole journey as a whole, as an entire thing. Okay, so remember, the reason why the new customer flow is being introduced is because we want to put our customer journey first. We want to be customer centric. I hope everyone is very clear on the why part, because after this, I'll be moving on to the SOP, which is how we integrate our SOP to fit into the new customer flow. Yeah. So, okay, there's a question from Adam. Adam, what are examples of OGV partners? Are you referring to IR partners or external? Actually, I'm not very sure. I would say the partners part is actually more towards IGV, since you can see this is only for GV product as a whole. So I would say the partner is actually more for the IGV side. Yeah, you can see there's the opportunity for review, and then this is more for the IGV side. And then also means PA change to post experience, something like that. Yeah. But we want it to be more than a brand advocacy, because it's not only the brand advocacy, it sounds more towards Isaac's benefit, like we want them to advocate our brand, but it's actually we want it to be a customer experience as well. That's why we name it to post experience. We want customers to experience it as well, like the importance of it. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for your questions. If there's nothing else, then I will move on to the SOP part. Okay. Yep. SOP. So for attraction, so the status will be from visitor to open. So the attraction can come in both ways, which is through physical marketing or through digital marketing. So for both ways, they will either need to sign up on portfolio lead form or XPA. And then after they've signed up on portfolio lead form or XPA, then we need to contact them within 24 hours. The EPM or some OGV member will need to contact them within 24 hours to guide them to apply stage. So if the EP had already applied, then they will move on to the next stage, which is consideration. But if they are like still considering, like they've already signed up, but they're not sure whether they still want to proceed or not, they're not sure whether they will still want to apply or not, we can arrange for consultancy space. Yeah, so I'll click into the portal lead form. You can see it's already been linked here. The output, it's already in the drive folder. So you can click into this, and this is the portal web form. So you can see they are supposed to fill their name, their email, their password. This one is okay. So the reason why there's a password is because once they have signed up on this portal web form, once they've signed up here, they will automatically be an account created in XPA as well. So let's say someone named Ali had already signed up in this form. There will be an account of Ali in XPA as well. This web form had already been integrated into XPA. And then they can fill in their phone number, university, date of birth, course, countries they prefer, when can they go exchange, blah blah blah. So after they have submitted this form, there will be automatically an account created on XPA. And then so the reason why we come up with this portal lead form is because first is this is the form that we will display in www.isaac.my as well. And if they sign up from this lead form, we can see we are able to check. We will have the statistics to check whether the person is signing the person who signed up, are they coming from our website, our www.isaac.my website. And then also we can obtain more information about EP, which you can't get from XPA. So for previous term, if you are here, you know that when we want to contact the EP, a lot of because of the Data Protection Act, we cannot get their phone number and it will be harder for us to contact them. So the reason why we came up with this polio web form is also so we have more details about them, so that when we approach them, it will be easier for us to do the conversion. And then also it will be more user friendly. Like when we, for example, we do a physical booth, then we ask people to sign up to our YOP. So it will be more user friendly to get them to sign up on a form rather than asking them to create an account. So it will be easier if they just fill in a form and then we can just contact them to ask them to apply instead of creating an account on the YOP, on the opportunity portal. It will be easier for them. More user friendly, basically. But then also a reminder for all to do double check on XPA whether their account been automatically created. So just now I mentioned that once they sign up on the polio web form, their account will be created on XPA. But then sometimes the form may be faulty. So you can create manually the account for them then. So if let's say they've already signed on the polio, but then their account is not on XPA, so you can actually just create the XPA account manually for them. Yeah, it's not a big issue. So the whole purpose of the polio web form is just for us to be able to get their details. And where do we get their details? Is through the polio workspace. So I hope everyone is in the polio workspace already. Yeah. So you can go to Isaac in Malaysia OGV. So this is the workspace that all the OGV members should be in. So in case if you're not, you can feel free to approach me after this. Education space, then it will be in this app, the Summer OGV leads. So this polio form will be directed to here, and you can see from here all the signups that we already have. So you can see that there's 3 from CU, 1 from Help, 1 from Monash, 3 from Sunway, 2 from UKM. So you can how to say, go to your EP profile here, and then you'll be able to get all the details here, their phone number, which country they prefer, blah blah blah. Then after you have get this, you can just approach them to convert them to applicant, accept, approve, blah blah, and so on and so forth. So no questions so far, yeah? Okay. Yeah, so I hope that part is clear. So this is the attraction part. Basically, it's just getting them to sign up either through polio form or directly on XPA. Okay, so after they have already signed up, then we'll move on to considerations phase, where we'll convert them first to apply, then to accept, then to approve. So I'll go through one by one. So from open to apply, maximum of 2 projects to be applied by each EP. If the EP already applied more than 2, so there are some EPs who are very proactive, without any guidance from any Isaacers, they will automatically apply for projects themselves. Like they see that project interesting, then they apply for projects. But then in the end, they will apply for about 10 projects. So if you have approached the EP, then you realize that they've already applied for more than 2 projects, you can actually request the EPs to withdraw from the projects that they are least interested, and just tell them that our guidelines is maximum 2 projects can be applied by each EP. And then after they have applied, so you can fill the details of the application in this National Summer Tracker, which I've already linked here as well. Okay. So there is this is the Summer Tracker where here the LCs, you're supposed to fill in your goals, and then also this one will be towards our partners. Then LC partnerships. Also in this LC to LC partnership tab, you can find the projects through here as well. But I'm not going to talk about this. This one is more towards IR partnership education. Okay, so this is the part which I want to focus on. So after EP had applied, you're supposed to fill in the details here. So let's say they had applied to host MC. So okay, let's say they have applied to China, for example. There is still some errors in this form. Yeah, I did it after this. Yeah, it's supposed to be host MC. So which country they have applied to, and then what's their status? Whether have they been applied? Have they been accepted by host? Accepted, approved, withdrawn, rejected. So what is their status? Then what's the name? Okay. then the EP ID, blah blah blah, which LC are they going to in MOC, and then what's the contact, blah 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 blah. Okay, so the expected approval date should be 6 days after they apply. From apply to approve, sorry, from sign up to approve, it should be only 6 days. Yeah. Okay, so all LCs, you're compulsory to use this tracker only to track your EPs. So the reason why we come up with this tracker is also so that we like it will be easier for LCVP to track the members to see whether are they following up with the EPs or not, and then yeah, so that us from MC side we can also track the LC side on how many EPs that are currently applied, currently accept, currently approved, yeah, things like this. And then also you can if the EPs they are still like unsure, please do arrange for a physical or virtual consultancy space to guide the process for the EPs. Okay, so why a common question that's being asked is like why EPs can only apply for a maximum of 2 projects, and the reason is to prevent EP from spending too much time interviewing, because let's say they apply for 10 projects, then 10 projects also need to interview. Then they'll be attending 10 interviews, then they will spend like 10 hours to interview. And then also OPMs are the opportunity managers from the host entity. They will be spending unnecessary time to interview them as well. And then in the end, they don't go for their project. So like by only applying for a maximum of 2 projects, it will fasten the process time as well. And also to increase the conversion rate. So imagine if 10 accept only lead to 1 approve. Is an ineffective use of resources for both home and host. So yeah, let's say the person apply for 10 projects, then 10 also accepted, but in the end only get 1 approved. The conversion rate will definitely drop, and the EP will spend a lot of time to decide on what project should he or she go to, and the process time will be dragged on. So it's not a very ideal case scenario. And also, can EPs apply to any projects at all? We highly encourage and recommend EPs to only apply for projects from our IR partners. And this is to ensure their quality of experience, as we are always in close contact with our IR partners. So if they apply, let's say they want to apply to some country which is not our IR partner, so we can just let them know that it would be better if they go for our IR partners, because we know the MC there, we know the MCVP there. So if anything happens, it will be easier for us to handle and easier for us to communicate as well. So if you click into this IR partner link, it's actually the same. It will actually lead to the same place as the national tracker, but it just end up here in the search tool here. So just for information, we will have 6 partners for summer: Vietnam, MOC, Taiwan, and 5, and also Indonesia and Sri Lanka. The search tool links will be uploaded soon. Okay, so that's the consideration part for open to apply. Is there any questions so far? Okay, so there is no questions. Then I'll move on. Okay, so after they have already applied, so they will move on to the accept phase. Okay, so you can take note here, from open to apply, it should be 2 days maximum. Then apply to accept is 2 days, so accept to approve is 2 days. So actually from apply to approve, it should only be a 4 days. It should only be a 4 days conversion, days of conversion. Okay, so apply to accept. After the EP had applied, immediately assign EPM and contact the host LC to arrange for interview with EP within 48 hours. So the host LC should set a time to interview the EP within 48 hours. So let's say the EP applied to NTU in Taiwan. So NTU should tell the EP when they want to interview them within 48 hours. Okay, and then let's say you have already contacted the host LC, the EP have already contacted the host LC, but they are not responding. Please do let me know if they do not respond for more than 48 hours. Okay, and then if the EP had passed the interview, remember to click accept on XBAR for both home and host. Remind your host entity to click accept as well. And then if they do not pass the interview, then revert to the previous step. So let's say EP had been rejected, so they'll be revert to the previous step where they will need to apply for another project. Okay, and then after they have been accepted, So send and explain EP agreement to EP. I believe all LC have their own EP agreement. If you don't have, please ask your predecessor. Okay, and then receive the signed agreement from EP, receive payment of our either 600 or 300, depends whether they are IXP or not. And then ensure that they fill in the initial LDF on XPA. Click paid and approve for XPA, and then also to remind the host LC to click approve for XPA. And then you'll have one approved. So there's actually not much changes for here from previous SOP. It's just converting them, making sure that they sign EP agreement and so they make the payment. Okay. So no questions so far. Okay, cool. So from sign up to approve, it should only take 6 days. Just a reminder to everyone. And from apply to approve, it should only take 4 days. Okay, so after the EP had been approved, we'll move on to the preparation phase, where it's the most exciting and the most nervous moment for the EP, and also I would say the most dangerous and the delicate part, because EP can suddenly change their mind during this phase. They'll suddenly feel like, oh, like there's a lot of things going on in my family or anything, then they will decide to just break approve. So this is, I would say, is a very delicate period of time which we need to take care properly. So basically, once the EP had already been approved, they are considered our customer already, and their name should be added into the summer standards tracker. The link will be uploaded soon. I haven't created the standard tracker for EPs yet, but if you have seen before the winter validity tracker, so basically we need to track whether are they fulfilling their 16 standards. Okay, and then we can start. And once they've already been approved, means that we can move on to start fulfilling the 16 standards already. So upload all legalities document, payment proof, EP agreement, passport, visa, flight tickets, insurance in this drive folder, according to LC. Okay, so this one is a summer legalities drive folder. And then, yeah, I've already created a folder each for each LC. So let's say from UKM. So if you have a EP for name Ali, had already signed up, been approved. So create a folder for him here. And then in this folder, you'll need to upload all these documents, like all these documents, payment proof, EP agreement, passport, visa, flight tickets, insurance. So you can either assign EPM or someone to upload all the documents here. The reason why we want to document all this is in case anything happens, in case of any emergency or any complications or anything, at least we have all these as a document for us to handle any crisis that may happen. Okay. Yeah, so once the EP had already been approved, to start collecting these documents from them, a scan or a photo of all these documents, and then upload here. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. Okay, then to ensure EPs are aware about national OPS, so we'll be having national OPS for summer as well. So please do let them know that they need to attend this outgoing preparation seminar from the moment that they have been approved, and the importance of it, and also ensure they register for national OPS once the registration form has been released. So it will usually take place around May or June. Yeah. And then also EPMs are required to attend lead summit conducted by MC. So lead summit will be the time where we teach EPMs on how do we facilitate the EP leadership journey, and also how to handle crisis. Yeah, basically it's just things like this. And also, if you want to further guidelines on how to apply visa and insurance, you can refer to these slides, where there is visa insurance application guideline for some of the major countries. But do take note that there may be changes in terms of the visa guideline, and just take this as a guideline only. To be more clear about whether is it accurate or not, you have to you can either say, let's say if you follow this, then you find that there is some error, or you find that this way doesn't work, then feel free to discuss with other people, like ask the EP, ask the OPM, ask me to make sure that your EP will get the visa that they require. So this is all basically the preparation part before the EPs are being converted to realize. So if you are ever in doubt on what to of what to do, you can always refer to the 16 standards. Okay. So, any questions so far? No questions. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's the preparation part. And then the exciting day has come. EP went to the other country and they are being realized. So during this whole experience phase, do take note that EP plays a very, very important role in the EP's development throughout this stage of the customer flow. And it is compulsory for EPMs to have minimum weekly touch points with EPs to facilitate their experience truly. So when the EPs are on exchange, the EPM shouldn't leave them alone. They should have weekly touch points with them to like ask them questions like, hey, how's your journey so far? What have you learned? What are challenges you face? So that the EPs should be able to reflect on their journey from time to time. And all these skills will be equipped to the EPM during the lead summit. Okay, and then to have minimum weekly touch points, and then also to ensure EPs participate in our national campaign cycle or any initiative by MCLC. So as you know, now is the winter realization period, and we have the ISP campaign or the Impact 42 campaign, where EPs have like profile picture challenge, video challenge, things like this. So they are required to submit, they are required to take photos, submit videos of the exchange journey. So similar things will happen during the summer realization as well. We will have MC will have our own initiative, and then LC can come up with your own initiative as well. So just to let you have to let your EPs be aware from the beginning that they are highly encouraged to participate in our national campaign cycle to help promote on our global volunteer. And to ensure the host entities are fulfilling standards of the host site. So out of 16 standards, you know that most of the standards are actually from the host site. So throughout the whole experience, you have to make sure that the host entities are keeping their promise, are fulfilling their standards. And also, EPM should be well equipped with skills to handle crises. That's the experience. And then after they have come back, they finished their journey. So this one will be the post-experience part, where first please do ensure your EPs fill the exit LBA, NPS survey, standards, and the standard survey on XBAR. So the period for them to fill is 14 days after they've come back. Because if they fill in the standard survey after 14 days, they will not be considered as complete, and it will be sort of like wasted. The number will be sort of wasted. Because complete is our ultimate measurement of success. And then also to explain the importance to them, like if EPs are like, why should we fill all this stuff? You need to let them know it is a feedback to us so that we can ensure we deliver a better quality experience next time. And also when they fill the exit LDA, you can compare it with their initial LDA that they fill in, and then you can see how much they have actually developed for each of the 4 leadership qualities. And also, if there's any BA strategies by MCLC, do encourage your EPs to participate in it as well. So these are the things that will happen during the post experience. Okay, so what exactly will come next during the post experience? There's actually 2 major things. One is welcome home program, and the other one is reintegration. Okay, so welcome home program can be either a casual one-on-one chat, and or a relaxing group hangout, and or a full-scale awesome party. Depends on how many EPs you have sent for realization, and also your answer capacity. And the objective will be to reflect and debrief on EP experience and explore what will be their next opportunities. So group sessions can allow for story sharing as well between EPs who go to different countries and different projects. That's for welcome home program. So it's basically for them to reflect and debrief on their experience. That's the main objective. And then also to explore what comes next. Because remember, after they have finished their journey, they can go from complete to open. So it's just to explore what are their further options. So but another important component of host experience is to encourage reintegration or encourage them to be ISP. So ISP, there's both ways. Either you can, from a member, you go to exchange, or after you have come back from exchange, you join ISAC as a member. And to introduce, the objective will be to introduce EPs to further opportunities for their personal development. So they've already experienced 6 weeks of the volunteering journey. They've already grown. They've already developed some sort of leadership skills. So what next? Do they still want to continue to develop? So they can either join as member of ISAC in their local entity, go for another exchange experience, either GV, GT, or GE, or you can encourage them to join other external opportunities, or you can ask them whether are they interested to join any other external opportunities. The whole goal is to encourage EPs to continuously seek for growth and development, and to don't let their learning just stop here. And then also, having members who have experienced the product and understand the value proposition will bring added values to LC as well. So a lot of times you will say like, hey, if you have never even been on exchange yourself before, how will you know what is the value of our product? Like, how can you convince customer to go for exchange when you yourself haven't experienced it? So when we have members who have already been on exchange, who are like sort of like products of our products, then it will definitely bring added values to the LC, and your LC will have a better quality membership. And also, of course, we will release more guidelines on how exactly to host a welcome home program and how exactly to do integration. But the link will be uploaded soon, and if you have uploaded the link, then we will notify everyone here. Yeah. So that's basically the whole SOP, and you can take some you can take some time to think, and then if there's any questions, feel free to ask before I move on to the last part of the session. I'll share the slides over in the chat box. You can look through the slide in the chat box, and then if there's any questions, feel free to ask. I'll let the time go until 9:40. Then I'll continue on to the next and the last part of this education. Hello? Hey, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I muted myself. Now can already, right? Hello? Uh, hello? Okay, so sorry. Did you hear? Oh, so from set to two means, have you heard me explaining about the tips? Have I shared regarding the tips? Oh, okay, so I haven't, yeah, I forgotten that I muted myself. I'm so sorry. Yeah, then I will just share back regarding the tips. Okay. So basically, you have experienced the customer, like you already know about the customer flow and SOP. So the tips are there to, how to say, to make sure that the SOP works, to make sure that your LC knows how, like tips to carry out the SOP basically. So tip number one is to be consistent. It'll be easier to track one sign up one day instead of 10 sign ups after 1 week. So it'll be easier to track on a daily basis rather than after 1 week only you track all the other sign ups. And for LCVPs or team leaders to make sure that um, your LC, to make sure that your team in your LC to check, have a person in charge to check expire or produce every 24 hours. So you can either do a duty roster or anything that works with your LC. So maybe member A check on Monday, member B check on Tuesday, member C check on Wednesday, to make sure that there's someone constantly checking expire, so that we do not, we make sure that all the EPs are being, all the signups are being taken note of, and to ensure all the signups are being followed up and to leave no one behind. So this is a quote that I found, which I really like, which is success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Yeah, so success does not come overnight. You cannot achieve your goal just by working once a week or like twice a week, because numbers do not come like that. Numbers come slowly day by day, and it is the sum of all these small numbers that you'll be able to achieve your LC goal. So that's tip number one, is to be consistent. And then tip number two is to really think of the process time. And it is one of the most important measurement of success that we often forget. So usually when it comes to MOS, we always focus on the number of apply, number of approve, number of accept, but we've forgotten about process time, which is part of the measure of success as well. So the process time is actually the golden hour. Be aware of the golden hour to catch your EPs. Once it's passed, it will be super hard to get back. So what I mean by golden hour, you'll be following our recommendation, which is to engage with them within 24 hours, and then interview within 48 hours, and then cover them within 2 days. And the reason why I emphasize on this is because imagine you're a customer, then you go to a shop that sells shoes. Okay, you go to a shop that sells shoes, and then the shop is a very high-class shop. You need a customized salesman to bring you around to show you what is their promotion, what is their famous shoes, what are the shoes made of. But then when you approach the shop, there's a lot of salesmen inside, but then somehow you stand there for an hour and nobody come and talk to you, nobody come and approach you to sell you shoes. Definitely, no matter how reputable the shop is, definitely your impression towards them will drop, and you will actually feel like not buying their shoes anymore. So it's the same thing for our customers as well. So once they have signed up for on our portal, they are very excited, they want to go for exchange. But then after waiting for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, nobody approached them, nobody come and talk to them about the project, even though it say that they will. So they will automatically feel like hey, like it doesn't matter whether they still proceed with this or not. And if they will feel like it's not a credible product, then they will just drop off. Then they will not be interested to continue anymore. So that's why I emphasize that by checking daily, we'll be able to track them daily. Then we will be able to ensure that the process time is achieved. And at the same time, that's towards our customers. How about towards our IR partners? So process time is basically a promise to our IR partners because IR partners, what IR partners care the most is also process time. Why would they want to work with us? Is our process time is very slow. So let's say maybe you partner with Indonesia. If they only take 10 days to deliver their EPs to convert their EPs to accept, then of course we will prefer the other entity which has a faster process time, which can deliver us results faster. And also, the reason why you want to work with IR partners is also for us to be able to have a faster process time as well. Yeah, so it's the most I would say this is the most important strategy to make sure that our EPs are being converted to the next stage. And the tip number 3 is every number counts. So once a number enters the conversion funnel, it is very, very precious. So I hope that some of you here have attended a market research education. So we talk about conversion funnel there. Once they've been attracted, then how we can slowly guide them through the whole conversion funnel to make sure they come out as our end product. So once a number, which is the EP, enter our conversion funnel, they are very precious because one number into our funnel is more than 100 numbers floating outside the funnel. It's like one fish in hand is more than 100 fish swimming in the ocean. It's a similar meaning towards that. And if they are channeled properly, it will save us a lot of effort on conversion, and we can focus on what matters more instead, which is the experience part of the EP. So let's say our conversion rate is 10%, like 10 signups lead to 1 accept. So as long as we have that 1 accept, we will be able to save the 10 signups that we need to convert to the 1 accept. Yeah, I hope you get what I mean. So basically, the message is very once you've entered our funnel, no matter what, you cannot just think that hey, it's just only 1 sign up, it's just only 2 accept, it doesn't matter. But no, they really do matter, because if they are being counted properly, we'll be able to achieve our goal faster and easier, and we can save a lot of effort in trying to attract them into the whole strategy, into the whole conversion funnel again. So with these 3 tips, be consistent, process time, and every number counts. I hope you can see the relationship between these 3 tips, and also how you can integrate it into SOP to make sure that your LC is able to achieve your goal, the goal of the number. Yeah. So with that, this is actually the end of the education space. So feel free to continue to ask any questions in the chat. So I will answer the previous questions first, which is by Karen. For national OPS, EP are recommended to attend, but for who cannot attend, only attend for MC OPS, is it? So yes, if they cannot attend for national OPS, then they have to have some sort of outgoing preparation by the LC. But of course, we still highly encourage EPs to attend national OPS, because first, the quality will be better ensured. The OPS quality is better ensured to take care of the EP experience. And also when they go for a national OPS, they will be able to meet EPs from different LC, and it's sort of build the credibility of our product as well, to show that, hey, it's not only you going for exchange, there's a lot of EP from other universities that are going for exchange as well. And for Lehman, you ask if the EP didn't complete their 6-week journey. For example, they go back earlier before complete, what stage should be for the EP? So if they didn't complete their 6-week journey, basically it's considered break realized. So it's like from the experience phase, they will go back to the beginning, which is the consideration phase. So it's like from there, then they can decide whether they still want to experience another product or anything. So it's like after experience, then they will go back to they didn't fulfill the post experience, so they will just really go back to the consideration stage. Okay. So is there any questions? Any other questions? I hope everyone is very clear about the new customer flow and SOP. It's not a lot of changes. It's a few slight changes here and there, but most importantly is the change of the mindset and how we view the whole customer journey, and to really know what is the thing that matters the most. So yeah, if there's no other questions, then that's the end of our education space really. If there still is, you can just message in the chat, or you can just ask in the Telegram group. Yeah. Thank you very much for those who attended, and yeah, have a good night.